Hello to my BLT Bible study group. I hope that you all know that I miss our time together very much, and I can't wait to get back together. Hopefully in the fall we will be able to do that. And so be thinking of a book that you would like to study in the fall. But as for this chapter, chapter 9, about Michal or Michael, I will refer to her as Michael in this Bible study. So if you love love stories that have the tragic beginnings and the triumphant endings, this is not one of them. It's just the opposite, actually. You know, I love Hallmark movies, but this one does not resemble that kind of love story. You know, a seed of bitterness had been planted in young Michael's heart, and it bore some sour fruit many years later. Michael's not really a woman that we talk a lot about in the Bible, but the author does make a few good points in this chapter. She says that one thing that she thinks bothers her in this story is that it wasn't that David was pleased to become Michael's husband. Rather, he was pleased to become the king's son-in-law. Very politically motivated. I guess things really haven't changed much since then. We are also told that Michael loved David, but never that David loved Michael. So you can see where this bitterness is going to come from after a number of years. But then we read that despite her godly name, she shows no evidence of being a woman that yearned to please God, like David yearned to please God. I like how the author put it. She said, David was called a man after God's own heart. Michael was a young woman who was after David's heart. So she was also really a daddy's girl, but she never reached out to her heavenly Father. She never gave her heart to God. And so I look at three characters in this story. We've got Michael, we've got David, and we've got Saul. I think the author kind of portrays David in a negative light at first, when we have always put David on a pedestal. So, but then there's Saul. Saul, the first king of Israel, the first chosen king of Israel. And then here comes David. And David is this popular person. He's killing the Philistines. He can play the music. I mean, everyone loves David. And so this creates jealousy. First, on the point of Saul. So if you put yourself into Saul's shoes for a moment, think about this question. Have you ever been afraid that someone, maybe somebody better looking than you, more popular, maybe a little smarter than you, would take something from you, like a promotion or a friend or a boyfriend or a husband or something else? Or have you been on the receiving end of someone being jealous? And if so, how did you handle it? So, like father, like daughter, or like daughter, like father, Michael was also jealous of David. So it's kind of a sad story about jealousy in the end. So what important lesson from reading this chapter have you learned from the story of Michael? Thanks for tuning in. Miss you guys. I hope I get to see you very soon. Have a good night.